Hey guys, I'm just going to give you a quick tutorial. Today on AutoCAD we are drawing a hallway, I'm not really sure what I'd call it, like a hallway table. Hallway table, somewhere where you can drop your keys, or your hat, or your wallet, or your phone. I've drawn up a few different design ideas, and I've got a bit of a sketch here, which I've dimensioned. It's this one's not the most detailed, but it does give a bit of an idea of where it is that we're going. So we're going into AutoCAD, which for teachers and students is a free download from the Autodesk website. And we are in our drafting and annotation workspace. So we have three workspaces: drafting and annotation, 3D basics, and 3D modeling. And we are going to do drafting and annotation. So there's some basic steps that we're going to follow as we construct this on AutoCAD. All right, so the first step will be setup. Okay, so we're going to set up our workspace to draw it properly, which includes layer properties. So we're going to create some different layers, so some of the different things we're going to draw, and we're going to make sure that our polar tracking and our object snap is set up properly as well. Once we've done our setup, we have some basic steps that we follow in order to draw this as a 3D model. First, we draw it from a bird's eye view in 2D. Once we've done that, we join and region. And essentially, a region is turning some lines or some arcs, like a closed polygon, into a sheet of paper. Once we have turned it into a sheet of paper, we extrude it. So first, we set up our drawing. Then we set up, then we draw in 2D from a top view. We join all of our lines and arcs. We turn it into a sheet of paper, and then we extrude it, which is sucking that piece of paper out of the ground and converting it into a 3D model. So at the moment, I have one layer that I have drawn in, and I need to create a few different layers. I'm going to make one layer for my legs, one layer for my framework that joins my legs that my top screws down onto, and one layer for my top. So I go here into layer properties, there we go. And I have one layer which is called 0, and it is white and continuous. And I will use this, but I need to create one layer here, and I'm going to call this one legs. And I'm just going to make it a different color. I'm going to make this layer yellow with a continuous line. I'm going to create a new layer. Come on, all right, there we go. And I'm going to call this cross members. This layer I will make green. I'll keep the lines the same. And I shall make one more layer, which I shall call the bench top. And this layer will be light blue. So I have three different layers, and the 0 layer is, never mind, I can't change it on. The 0 layer I will use for my basic construction lines. Okay, so in my drawing, I've decided to make the framework 950 by 400 mils, so 950 mils long and 400 mils wide. So first I'm going to draw that. So I start with line. Oh no, first of all I have to set up. So I've set up my layers. I've got 4 different layers, and I can select which layer I want. Then I go down to my workspace settings. My workspace is drafting and annotation. My polar tracking, in this is a bare bones basic table. Everything's at 90 degrees. So I'm going to make sure I've selected 90 degrees so it locks in every 90 degrees. Is it selected? It has, good. On this, I want to select endpoints, midpoints. I will not need a center. I will go with a geometric center. An intersection, I don't need extension. So that's all I need. Endpoint, midpoint, geometric center, and intersection. And now I'm going to draw this in 2 dimensions. Sorry, excuse me, 2 dimensions from a top view. So first I'll draw the space that my frame and my legs are going to take up. So it's going to be 950 mils long, 400 mils deep. So I'm just angling it. It's locking in every 90 degrees, which is why I set it in my polar tracking. 950 mils long again, back here, and then I hit escape. So there's my framework. Now I can draw my legs. So I select my legs. Now my legs are going to be 40 by 40 mils. 40, 40, and then back up here. I'm going to scroll in on here. Now, I do not want my legs to remain square. I want to put a chamfer on these. I could put a fillet and round those edges off, but I actually want to plane a 5mm chamfer onto there. So I'm going to go chamfer. Actually, now first of all, I'm going to join this thing up. So I've typed join. I could go modify and select the join icon if I wanted to. And click and release. Select that. All right, so that is one closed polygon. Now I'm going to chamfer it. So here is my first line. Down arrow. And I want to select the distance. The first chamfer distance I'm going to make is 5 millimeters. Enter. Second chamfer distance is 5 millimeters. So that's 5 mil in and 5 mil in. Here's my second line. Done. Now, because I just wish to repeat that step on these 3 corners, I hit my enter key. I select my 2 lines. Oh, there we go. Enter key. I select my 2 lines. Oh, there we go. This mouse isn't working too well. Enter key. Select my last 2 lines. All right, so now I have the top view profile of my leg. Now I just wish to put the same thing there, there, and there. Now I could draw it and that would be fine. However, I'm lazy. So I'm going to mirror this. Mirror this here. Select it. So once I've done what it's told me to do. So I've selected the command I want. I select mirror. Then I select my object because it says select your objects. I select my object. Once I've selected my objects, I hit the enter key. That's me saying I've done that. Enter key. Now, the first point of my mirror line is the middle of this. Now, I could go that way and run it up. I don't want to do that. Instead, I want it to go straight across there, and that should fit. I don't want to delete my source object. Right, so now I have 2. So now I'm going to select both of these, mirror, go from this midpoint across here. I don't want to delete my first 2. Now I have 4 legs. All right, now it's time to draw my framework going between my legs. So I'm now going to select cross members. Why is this mouse not working? All right, and I'm going to draw a line. Now I'm going to start on this edge here. I guess I could start at the middle, but I actually want to start here. I'm going to run that all the way across to here. I'm using 20mm Jarrah, so I type 20, enter. And I come back to this intersection here, and then back up there. All right, so I've drawn my first cross member. I haven't drawn any types of joints, but that at the moment it doesn't matter. I'm just drawing a 3D model of what it looks like. So I select all of that and modify. Join. I would probably look at doing, if it was me, what would I do? I'd probably do a mortise and tenon across the front, a mortise and tenon across there. Oh, so you don't want to screw through there. Not sure. I have to ask Mr. Alexander how he'd join this. Okay, so there's there, and I want to duplicate that. I want to mirror that. So I go mirror, from our midpoint. I don't want to delete the source object. All right, so I've got two cross members. Now I need these two here. I'm going to draw a line from here to this endpoint here. I'm going to 20 mil across, back up to this intersection, across here, select those, and I'm going to join them. Now I'm just going to mirror that from there to there. And that is in the correct spot. All right, so there is our top view of what we wish this to look like. That's joined, they should all be joined up. Now I just need to do my top. I want the back of the top to be flush with my legs, but I would like a 25 mil overhang out on the sides and the front, and then I'm going to shape out the front so there's a bit of a filleted arc out here. So I'm going to select my layer, which is benchtop. I'm just going to start here. I'm going to go 25 mil out. Now, to that point there, that's 400, right, to make it level. So I want to go 425. I'm going to do the same. 25 mil out, 425, and I select the Enter key, and I'm just going to join these two up. All right, so there's that. I no longer need these white lines. They were there as an initial construction line. It provides me with a frame that I built from. I no longer need them, so that's deleted. Now I can join this up, select that, click on the ends, node point, and I'm just going to stretch it all the way till it joins with this one here. And then this also needs to be, I'll join these ones, modify, okay. So that is joined. All right, now I have a bit of a nut coming out. It's going to come out 70 mils. So now I'm going to draw myself an ellipse, the center point being here, the end point being there, and I'm going to make it, how long is it? It's 150. Should I go even thirds? I'll just go 200. There we go. Now I need to trim some of this up. So I know I do not need this. Do not need this. Okay. Now this can all be joined up. So modify, join. That's one continuous polyline or polygon. All right. But I don't like this edge here. I would actually like that to be filleted a bit. So I'm going to select fillet. The radius of my fillet, I'll make 25 mils. Oh no, I made a mistake. I can't join it all. So I have to explode it, so unjoin it. There we go. So now I'm going to fillet. I select half a radius. My radius will be 25 mils. Now this should fill out nicely. I repeat that. Beautiful. All right. I'll just select everything, modify, join. Okay, so this is my hallway table drawn from a bird's eye view. All right. Now it's time to convert it into a 3D model. All right, so the first thing I need to do is I need to change my workspace. So I go up to drafting annotation and I change to 3D modeling. There we go. So you've noticed how some of my commands up here have changed. Now I wish to see this from a three-dimensional perspective. At the moment, I'm looking at it from a top view. This is a front view, so it's just lines, which is a problem. I'm going to look at this from a three-dimensional view. It is still only lines. And I'm also going to change it to shades of gray or realistic. It doesn't really matter. Or shaded with edges. I'm just going to go, I'll go shaded with edges for now. All right. So we've drawn it all. Now we need to region it. So I need to convert these lines into a sheet of paper. So the command is under draw, and it looks like effectively a sheet of paper with a hole cut out and the corner cut off. All right, or you can just type in the command, but I will select this one. So I go region. And I'll just go, just to make sure that everything is regioning properly, I select each individual one I wish to region. Once I've done that, I hit the enter key. Oh, good. They have turned into sheets of paper. I will do the same thing for my cross members now. They have also become sheets of paper. I'm not going to do the top until last. All right, so now I wish to extrude. I'm going to suck these pieces of paper out of the ground. So I'm making this 900 mils tall. The bench top is going to be 25 mil thick, which means I need to extrude these 875 mils down. Enter. There are my legs. All right. The jarrah I'm going to use is 20 mil by 80 mil, so I'm going to extrude these. And I'm going to extrude them 80 mils down. Okay, so there's my legs, and here are my cross members. Now that I've done that, I can region this. So I go region, select my surface, and now I can extrude this one, and this will be 25 mil. I'm going to come up, 25 mils. All right, so here's my table. Currently, only the top is above the ground because I extruded the cross members and the legs down. So right now, all I'm going to do is move this from here to this will do. Now the whole thing is above the ground. All right, so I've built it. I'm not too happy with the color, but that's fine. I'm not too happy with these squared off edges. I don't mind it being square at the back because that's going to be up against my wall, but these edges here, I actually want to fillet them. So I go into my solid editing. Is that in there? No, it's not going to be there. Let's have a look here. If we go into 3D Basics, just fillet edge in here. There we go. Fillet edge. And I just want to round off these edges. I want to go with a radius of 20 mils. You would select whatever radius you have on your router bits. I'm going to go around and select my edges. One edge, this edge, this edge. Once all of my edges have been selected, I hit enter, and then I hit enter to accept. Okay, let's get out of here and change this all to a different color or something. I don't know. If I want to make mine out of jarrah, let's go with that burgundy reddy kind of color. Alright, so this is a quick 3D model of all of the pieces of my hallway table. It doesn't show any types of joins, but it is quick and effective model to produce. If I went too fast or if there are any steps that I've missed, just type something on the video and I'll see what I can do to sort you out. All right, have a good day.